to regulate the internet?
Absolutely.
You trust the people that got us into the Iraq war under false pretenses to regulate the internet? Do you think that makes any sense?
Well, wait a minute. I would not. The people who got us into the Iraq War
It's the government.
was the politicians.
It's the government.
In the end, yes, it's the government. But who else is going to regulate?
But if they're going to
Joe?
be in power and they're regulating the internet, they're going to regulate the internet in a way that suits their best interests.
No,
The same way they do with the banking industry, the same way they do with the environment, the same way they do with energy, the same way they do with everything.
No,
What represents their interests? There's so much. You're talking about so much money involved in disseminating information in a
and
very
the richest
particular
companies
way.
in the world right now are the internet companies. Are rich beyond belief.
Yeah, it's fat, but it's a disruptive thing that has never existed before. I think it exists, and I think where we're at is where we're at. I think we need to move forward collectively as a country with an ethic that respects truth and that appreciates opinions and reality and an understanding of things that's not necessarily possible with corporate interest involved in dissemination of information.
But there's no way to do that except through the government. There's no way that you can do that except through the government.
Why is that?
Human nature is not going to change.
But the government's not going to change either.
But the government is capable of change. Okay, look, the government regulates, for example, the food supply, or it can regulate. Let's take the
food supply.
Yeah, the Department of Agriculture.
Why have they let
Health Safety.
glyphosate infestate all of our foods?
Let's take what's one thing.
Yeah, but that's a problem. That's the
I
government
agree.
regulating.
Well, then we better get better politicians in them to appoint better people. I mean, it's not. Again, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
Right.
Okay. So, let's take the SEC or take the Food and Drug Administration, which regulates big pharma. On the one hand, we've got a very safe supply of drugs in this country.
Safe?
Drugs are tested. You don't get too many bad drugs. Prescribed drugs.
25% of all drugs approved by the FDA get recalled.